only 3:37 in the morning, and we have a very serious problem. So the problem, don't need these glasses. But the problem is, I don't have a lot of money. And I want a lot of money, but basically everything about my mindset about money, the way the way Canada is, the way the money structure is built, it's fucked up, right? So like what happens is I work a job, have the job, right? I give my hours for that job, hours, 40, 80 hours from 2 weeks, and that's like what? Then I get paid like $1,200 for 80 hours of my life. Okay? Now, actually, it's about for 80 hours for minimum wage. It's like 1,500. But then taxes comes out, it's 1,200. Okay? I want to buy $200 of food, worth of food. That $200 is not $200, it's $240. So, um, minus 240. Now we're at $900, right? Like 990, something like that. Oh, sorry, 980. 980. Then we have our we have a car. That's another like 200. 780 phone bill minus 80, so at 700. Insurance is 300 a month, so we have $500 left. When we go to the gym, that's another $50. We're at 450. 450, and then my mentorship, $140. So at 310. So by the end of that 80 hours given, I only have $310 left. That's fucked. So 80 hours and my little accessories, I end up with $300 pretty much. And that's not gonna get me anywhere. So problem is I have to reduce the time. I have to reduce the time that I give and increase the money that I get. So less time, more money. Okay? Now how do I do that? Okay, I can use money to make money, right? But the best way to make money is from zero and grow that money to, let's say, 50,000. Start from zero, so no cost or very little cost. So the business has to be low cost or no cost. Mm. So if you're doing no cost or low cost, you need a high, like you need a high value skill that you could give someone with money. And who has the money? The businesses and the government, right? Because people like me give all the money back to the government. People like me give all the money back to the government. So if I can transition and instead of giving money to the businesses, in government, I could then instead take or earn money from businesses and government. Put that in my pocket. Okay. The second way, get rid of write this down. So I'm gonna write government because they have all the money, plus businesses, they have all the money. Government and businesses have loads of money. And this is where all my tax paying money goes to the government and the businesses. So I can take money from here. This is where I want to take money from. Take money. Okay. The next way to make money is, for me, that is low cost, is trading. Trading. Now, trading is very simple because you're just flipping a coin with a set of rules against dummies, right? If you're gonna make money in trading, your edge is basically in three ways. It's through systematic trading, discretionary trading, and AI automation trading. So those are like the three ways all combined together that can make the most money for trading. And what you're doing is when you're making the most money from trading, you're taking from government and businesses that are also trading, or majority of it, which is 80% of the people, right? The 80-20 rule. 80% of the people that are trading are dumb idiots, are unprofitable traders. 20% are smart retail, government, and businesses that are trading. So the 20% has all the money. We want to be in the 20%, not the 80%. So in trading, it's low cost, right? Because you can get funded accounts, low cost. You can get a funded account, $100, and you can trade that up to whatever, zero, like 150 to like 50K easily. You can easily take that $150 to 50K, right? You just go from 150 to 1K, 10K, 150. Very simple. Um, see, my problem is um, to avoid taxes. You don't avoid taxes, but to not get fucked in the ass like the job. Like when you have the job, you give 80 hours, right? Job, 80 hours, $120 and $1,200 in pay minus taxes equals $300. That's fucked. You got $300. So this is fucked. This is fuckery. This is the fuck system that we live in, or that I live in. But this is the much to 1K, 10K, 50K, 100K. See, the problem is my business, which would be my business that makes the most amount of money, is reselling, like selling stuff. But it takes high frequency to make a lot of money. So I need to do like 200 transactions to make like 10K in 3 months. That's the best I've done, right? And with the watch business, we have watches. with the watches, you you use your money to make more money. So you buy a watch, $250, and then you find someone to sell it to, which is plus $500 with a profit of 250, 250 profit, no tax, right? Because if someone gives me their cash, I'm not paying tax on it because it's cash, right? It's like my cash grown, so there's no taxes initially on that sale, which is good because there's no fuck in between, right? Anywhere, any system that has taxes involved, you're basically getting fucked. So the even the trading has taxes when you take payouts, right? If I make 100K, let's say I'm better than all the retail, I follow my rules, and I've grown the account to 100K. Take 100K in payouts for that year, I owe 50K in taxes, so that's still fuck. So how is there no fuck, right? Let's say we make 50K, we make 100K, we take 50K, pay the government, boom, then we move to Dubai, tax free, or we move somewhere very low tax. That's the play. That's most definitely the play. Take your family there and just make sure they're good. Okay, so these are the two ways that I've found to make sense of my life, right? The problem is $250 turning into $500 with the no get fucked with tax is not enough money. Like, let's be real, 200, like, by the end of the day, through the fuck system, which is taxes and the job, I ended up with $300. With the reselling watches, I ended up with $250 profit, which is still good because that's only one sale. If we compound that into like 10 sales a month, that's that's much more. So that's like 250 times 10 is what? I don't know, it's 2,500. Which is that? 10,000. 250 times 10. Let's do the math. 0 times 0 is what? 0. 0 times 0 is 0. 1 times 5 is 6. 2,600 across 10 sales. I think that's okay, but that shit ain't gonna get me to um maybe in a year. Maybe do 10 sales in a month. Cost 12 months. Yeah, watches are pretty good because you can make over like 30K. That's just minimum wage job, but it's also tax free pretty much for the if you are getting paid in cash. But see if I'm selling something to these people, because when you're selling to watches, like these low level watches, you're selling to people. You're selling to people that have extra money from the fuck system. And the fuck system is taxes, right? From the fuck system. And I don't want broke people money. I don't want to take money from people that don't have money. I want to take it from the government and the businesses. So what can I provide? Like, how do I get money from up here? This is top tier. This is A tier. So if we're gonna get rich and we're gonna make money, we should go for the throat. We should go for the jugular of where the cash is at, because this is where it's all at. and then trading would be next. So I'm not sure if I want to, um, like the watches can get me out of like being broke, and it can buy my time back, right? Because the watch is what takes 2 hours, and I can make that 1200 in like 2 hours of work. Like two to 10 hours, I can make 1200 easily in less than a week. So that completely cuts off the job system, and that's not 80 hours of my time. See what I'm saying? That's not 80 hours of my time given away anymore. That's only 2 to 10 hours of my time, and I made the same amount of money. So I think that paired with, I think the fuck system, which is the job, paired with um, the reselling and the flipping, can get me out of broke, like get me out of being just broke, and then that money would basically be buying my time back because I wouldn't have to put so much effort and I wouldn't have to give 80 hours into the job because I have my time back through flipping, right? So it goes, you're in the job, you have the fuck system, you're in the job, you're in the fuck system, and then I'm in the okay, you flipped up to like 10k. Now you have 10k. Now you have time, right? Because before that 10k was like 80 times 10. What's 80 times 10? Um, 800. That was 800 hours of your time. Like 10k is 800 hours of your time. Just rough numbers. 800 hours of your time. You don't have to give that for 10k anymore. You can use that. So you effectively bought $800. Wait, no, you effectively bought 800 hours of your time back. And you put that time and energy into trading and into selling to governments and businesses. Okay, I got like show you guys this. Can you guys see that? We gotta take a picture of that, bro. Right? It makes sense. So basically so we're gonna build our way up from ground zero. I'm gonna reorganize this one more time. This is gonna be the final piece. This is how I see it the best. This is my best solution how to get unfucked. Right? If you're fucked, if you're broke, if you're in debt and you're just stressed out, you're like, oh, you're always working at your job. Some days you're happy, some days you're like, fuck, I'm getting fucked. This is the system right here. This is the exact system. So you guys see this? Can you guys see this board? Alright, I'm gonna show you guys exactly how this works. So this is the current system that I'm in. Alright, so at the bottom here, you have your job. Okay. So you work your job. You work your job for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. No, we don't need the weeks. We can just do the hours. You work your job. Put in 80 hours. 80 hours of your life. You trade that 80 hours. Is it backwards? Get it backwards. Oh my god, hold on. Alright, let me see if I can explain this. Alright, so you work at your job, you work 8 hours. You get 1,500 is your pay, and then you get minus tax. You get minus tax, which is which leaves you with $1,200. Then once you get that $1,200, you get minus all your expenses, all your living costs, which leaves you with $300 if you're fucking lucky. $300 max from the fuck system. This right here, this is stage one. Like this is bottom level. This is the fuck system right here. It's the fuck system. It's absolutely the fuck system. If you don't understand that, then I don't know how else to explain it to you. But this is the fuck system. So use the $300 to start flipping it. You need to grow this $300 to 10K. Now, how the fuck are you gonna grow that $300 to 10K? The best way I know to do it is you fucking buy something with the $300 and you flip it to $600. So you gotta double it. You gotta double it a bunch of times until you reach 10K. So, and it's like doubling this number multiple times. Not 300 to 600, then 600 to 1200, because I don't exactly know how to do that. Like 300 to 600, 600 to 1200. Maybe at that range you would like buy a car, flip the car. But for me, it's just like watches, shoes, clothes, like little things like that will get me that profit to the 10K. Around like 200 transactions, you can make 10K. So I'm just gonna stick with that for now. So level 2. So level 1, go to level 2. Level 2 is flipping. So let's say 250. Take $250. Alright, $250. You buy something, and then you sell it. $500 equals 250. 250 profit. 250 profit. So once you have that 250 profit, you need to get to 10K. So you times it by what? Somebody tell me, bro. What's 250? What's 10K divided by $250? I don't know, bro. Let me get a calculator. 40. Damn it, so you only gotta do that 40 times? That's actually not bad. That's actually fucking easy. Hold on, I could fucking do that, no problem. I could do that in less than 3 months. Phew. Okay, now we're talking. Times 40 equals 10K. 10K. Boom. Level 2. So this is the um, get out of fuck zone. Level 2 is get out of fuck. Because once you get that 10K, that's pretty much tax free. Once you make that 10K total um, in cash deals, like you don't have to pay your expenses or anything. and it doesn't cost you 80 hours. This just costs like this is not 80 hours of work. So my time is bought back. So level 3, let's go to level 3. Level 3 is you have the 10K. You have the 10K. 10K divided by 80 is what? 125? Wait, 10K is equal to 800 hours of your life. 800 hours. So, if you want to give, like, for your job at the fuck system, you have to give 800 hours to get paid 1,200, and at the end of it, you're getting 300. So really, this is like tripled. So it's not 800, it's not 80 hours anymore. It's like tripled. So to make 10K at your job, it's 16, it's 2,400 hours. 2,400 hours at your job, which is fucking terrible. That's terrible shit because your job isn't giving you nothing. Like, unless it's like maybe a place you can grow or like a corporate zone, I don't know. I'm not prepared to give 2,400 hours for fucking 10K. Let me tell you that much. So anyways, on to back on the phase 3, we have 10K that's equal to 800 hours. And that's it right there. That's level 3. That's beautiful. Level 4. Level 4 is we use this 800 hours that we've earned, that 10K, and we put 800 hours of our living expenses and our energy into trading. Now, what is trading? Trading is just flipping the coin and winning against the retail, winning against the dummies, because the dummies will always lose and they'll always give their money. So trading can start with low cost, and high margin, or we'll do high growth. High growth. Basically, you're making the 10K to have breathing room, right? And to buy back your time. Once you have that time and that breathing room, you dedicate it into creating an edge against the brokies and moving with the governments and the businesses, right? Because the governments and the big money, they make the market, and they also take money from broke people, the retail traders. And all trading is systematic approach, discretionary approach, and AI algorithms, right? First, you start with systematic. Then, once you get your experience and you've grown and you're profitable, you add discretionary, which is your own opinion. And then, when you have systematic and your own opinion and it's on luck, you're profitable, and you're making good money, you add in AI um, automation to help you make money. That's trading. That's pretty much it. But this is also kind of fucked, but it will never end because there will always be broke people losing and feeding the winners. So once you have this, right? Once you've made a good amount of capital from this, which is like 100K, you can easily make 100K from trading. We go to level 5. Level 5 is solidifying that wealth, right? Um, level 5, I feel like there's a level 6 because level 5, I've just thought about this, is you take that 100K, you have that 100K, and you've already have like enough time. You have 800 hours. Now you just times it by 10. So you have like unlimited hours of your living expenses. So you want to take that 100K and you want to solidify it and you want to grow it into 500K of assets, right? So it can be like, um, it could be it could be real estate, it could be real estate, Airbnb, it could be anything. But specifically, what it wants to do is you want to solidify your wealth by um, getting into businesses, right? You want to make money with the government's businesses. So we'll write governments plus businesses, governments and businesses. So you want to go into business with the governments and businesses. We'll do to 1 mil. So you want to go into operations, like you want to start getting involved with the big money. The big money is the government and businesses, right? They have all the fucking money, right? When you think of a business like Amazon,